Hello, algebra students. So now we're going to learn something that is a little bit different, but it's used a lot in math, especially the higher levels of math. The idea of matrices, or a matrix. A matrix, not like the movie. It doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It's just the name of these little boxes, like here and here. Matrices are basically an idea of organizing numbers. I'll do something to a set of numbers with another set. This is very popular sometimes in physics. I know in physics when we're looking at something where it's like, if you want to imagine a whole bunch of atoms bouncing off of each other, that can be very hard to organize. So you might want to use something like a matrix. Computer programming. Okay, so if you're maybe making a game and you're, say, a video game, and you want it to have a certain effect happen at a certain point to certain other things. So, let's say, you get to a point and you get a reload of life and ammunition, one of those, like, shoot 'em up games. You might have something where a matrix might say, well, this is your current condition, and you add these numbers to when you complete this thing. You step on this point, and you get the reload. Your life goes up by this, your ammunition goes up by this, and I don't know, your stamina goes up by that. So, interesting idea. So this is something that could happen. As I said, it's a good way of organizing information. It looks difficult, but it's not really that difficult. What you have to understand is that when you're adding this matrix to this matrix, you're not adding all these numbers. You're just adding the numbers in the same spot. Now this has 3 numbers in it. It has a number here, a number here, and a number here. 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3. And this has 1, 2, 3 numbers. So first thing you have to do is identify where everything is. For our sake, we're only adding matrices that have the same shape. So I'm not going to give you different ones, and I'll show you an example of that in a second. So we just have to add the ones together. So I'm going to redraw my matrix. And I'm going to just add the ones together. 5 plus -9. Then I'm going to add the 2's together. 3.2 plus -1.7. And then finally I'm going to add -4.9 plus -11.1. All I am doing. Not really changing this matrix up a bit, okay? I'm keeping the 1's together, the 2's together, the 3's together. And I'm doing what it says, add them. So let's do this, let's put this together. So, got my trusty calculator, turn her on, and I say, okay, let's do this right. So I'm going to say 5 plus -9. 5 plus -9 gives me a -4, so I'm going to draw my final matrix, my answer. So on the top spot, our answer was -4. On the second spot, spot number 2, so this is 1 we did 2 now. 3.2 minus, plus, make sure I do this correctly, -1.7. What is positive 1.5. And then finally, my last number, -4.9 plus -11.1. Hit enter. We got the answer is -16. So our final matrix is this. Not so bad, especially as a small matrix. Let's try one a little bit different. Let's do one with subtraction, an example I was using. Okay, so I'm going to box these off here. Let's start with this new matrix I'm going to make up, and this new problem is going to look like this. And -5. Minus, subtracting this other matrix. Okay. Same idea. Okay. This time I have a 2 by 3 matrix. And all I have to do is, in my mind, give every one of these positions a number. You can go this way or this way. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go, for this one, I'm going to go across. So I'm just going to go and say, well, this is 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. And I'll number these in the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to make a much bigger matrix over here, where I'm going to put all the information in. Now, granted, this is going to take up a little room, so let's start writing these down. So the ones, 2 minus a negative 1. Then the next one over is 11. I'm going to do 2 next. 11 minus 8. Then I'll do position 3. Negative 4 minus negative 6.5. Position 4. 3.2 minus 4. Position 5. 1.5 minus 0. And finally, position 6 over here, negative 5 minus negative 3. You just pair them up like that. And now we just start doing the addition and subtraction. Okay, so I make a new matrix, and this is going to be my final matrix. This is going to be where all the answers are. 2 minus a negative 1 is 1. That's position 1. In position 2 over here, I will have 11 minus 8, which is 3. Sorry if you can't see the screen. I'm running out of space over here. Okay, in position 3, I'll have negative 4 minus negative 6.5. Ooh, did that wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh, I said negative 4 minus negative 6.5. I'll get 2.5 over here. Then I do position 4, 3.2 minus 4, 0.8, negative. Position 5, 1.5 minus 0. Probably most of you know that's just 1.5. And then finally, position 6, negative 5 minus negative 3. I get negative 2. So my answer to that problem is this. Now you'll notice I started with 2 by 3 set of matrices, 2 across, 3 down. And I finished with a 2 by 1, 2, 3 matrix. And that always occurs when you do this addition. When you add matrices, you add the same ones. Okay, so that was lesson 1. Next thing we're going to look at how are we going to multiply matrices or multiply something by a matrix. Okay, I'll talk to you in a second.